Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. I rarely do this other than on my TikToks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a fucking hollow apology. Alright? Because I just made a video. I just made a video about Roe v. Wade being overturned. Now work the scenario because I'm an actor and, I'm not a known actor, but I am going to give you a hollow apology. I'm not apologizing for the video. I'm not apologizing for what I said. I am apologizing for the offensive nature of the video. So it's heartfelt, but it's going to be hollow. And the reason why it's heartfelt is because I am sorry, but the world we live in is a cruel place. It's not all sunshines, rainbows, and marble magic. But it doesn't have to be. We choose to make the world a cruel place because ideology doesn't always match other people's ideology. Now, I say that lovingly and respectfully, and I say that because I am sorry that I had to be offensive. I am sorry that I had to work a scenario that was more suited to make you understand some shit versus you all just sitting back and turning the black eye watching some mixed native guy cuss and swear at female politicians. I'm not sorry for cussing and swearing at female politicians. I'm sorry that I had to do that to make a fucking point. That's why I'm sorry. So this is me giving you a hollow apology, because most apologies are hollow. Y'all might not know that, but most apologies are hollow. They tell you, I'm sorry, to make you feel good that someone actually gave a fuck about you. I am not telling you I'm sorry to make you feel good to know that I gave a fuck about you. I'm telling you I'm sorry because I had to go that deep to make you open up your eyes to see how bad Roe v. Wade is. So for that, I'm sorry. If I've hurt your feelings, sorry, not sorry. But your feelings needed to be hurt to wake you up. And sometimes hurt feelings do bring people more into the light. And when they realize what they're doing, they accept that shit. Like, you know what? Maybe I need to reevaluate my thought process. Maybe I need to think a little bit longer, a little bit harder on what I am doing before I decide that I'm the only human on earth who has body autonomy to my vagina or to anything that comes from a sexual nature. I don't apologize to the fact that I use a scenario that's probably happening right now as we speak, but because some assholes in power, and some of them, if not most of them, are female, and they want to keep their position. You want to keep your position? This is how you keep your position. You fight to your strengths. Female unity is way more powerful than female disunity. And until you learn that, or until you are on the other side of that shoe, when it's somebody you know that's the victim, you'll never, ever understand anything I did in the other video. Let me break this down for you. I know 3 females that was the victim of murder. And the only reason I know 3 of them is 2 of them was kin to me, and one of them was a friend of mine's girlfriend, who was my friend as well. I knew them first. I know 4 men, well, I technically know 3 men and 2 ladies in these stories that lost their lives. So when I go deep, it's because of this shit. Girl I went to high school with, her boyfriend was one of my great friends. He murdered her and himself in front of their child back in 1993 when we were going to graduate from high school. A few years later, in the 90s, a guy who was like a big brother to me unalived his girlfriend and himself in front of their child. See the score here? I knew the first 2 victims by name. I knew the third person who was the killer by name. A few years later, my cousin never made it to 25 years old. She was unalived by a jealous boyfriend. And then he unalived himself in front of her daughter. He was not the baby daddy, but he was the boyfriend, the new boyfriend, the replacement daddy. But he was a jealous piece of shit. My other cousin, a few years later, was unalived by her husband in front of their adopted child. Then he unalived himself. Because they unalived themselves because they knew that people like me exist. And we were going to beat the brakes off their asses for doing something so stupid other than just letting them go. So yeah, I apologize for having to go deep in scenario land to teach you guys a lesson that you need to learn. Rape is not a fucking joke. Incest is not a fucking joke. I apologize for that. I don't apologize for what I said. I don't apologize for doing the scenario. I just apologize for having to go that deep to wake you up. See, if you haven't been the victim or know the victims of anything, then it doesn't affect you because you don't fucking know, which means you don't fucking care. But when you are family members of victims, survivor's guilt is a thing. And you don't have a lot of survivor's guilt for rape because the rape victim, unless she was murdered during the rape, because she fought hard and then she died and then he raped her after death, there's not gonna be a baby because she's dead. She can't grow the baby. If you have not been the victim or know a victim of rape, you ain't got no business talking about what any other woman can do with her uterus. And for you pro-lifers, I hope you learned something from that last video. That's my time. I'm Echo Fang Grey Wolf. I'm going to make one more video out here because it's such a lovely day and the weather keeps changing. But I just want you guys to understand something. This is a hollow apology to all the politicians who want to overturn Roe v. Wade. It is a real apology to the people who have gone through similar shit. And if you are the product of rape, I got mixed feelings on that, but from the heart, you're the baby that they're fighting for, but you are also the baby that no one really wants. And I don't want you unaliving yourself like in the scenario I did, but understand that a lot of people that are rape babies have done that. So please, if you're feeling that way and you are the product of rape, please seek some help. Because you're alive, and your life does matter. What you choose to do with it is to not be like the person who stole your birth mother's option to have you with someone else so that you could have been loved and lived properly. I hope I'm wording this right, and if I'm not, then that I am sorry for. Because a rape baby is still an innocent baby. I know my scenario was harsh. However, a rape baby is still an abomination too. Because that rape baby was never made in love. It was made in rage and hate. And 9 times out of 10, very few women are strong enough to keep their rape baby. Very few. A lot of people who have been adopted out don't know that they were rape babies. And if you find out that you were a rape baby, don't go killing yourself. Just be better than the asshole who helped you come into this world. That being said, if I didn't word this right, I apologize. Hopefully I worded it right. Hopefully it's received right. And if it's not, I apologize. So I'm sorry. But in my personal opinion, rape babies are not consented babies. For all I know, my dad could have did that to my mom, and she probably only wanted one child. But it's 7 of us, so I'm highly doubting that that was the case. Maybe I was the, let's have this baby to save my marriage baby. We're all born for some reason or another. How we got here, we don't know. We know through sex, but we don't know if it was consensual sex or non-consensual sex. But you understand that life is a gift. Do with it what you will, but don't go raping people and making babies that you don't want responsibilities for. And to all the rapists out there that are doing this shit, and to the future rapists who are probably going to get away with it now that they're about to overturn Roe v. Wade, be forewarned. Don't come after my family. Don't come near any of my nieces, because if there's breath in my body, I'm going to jail. But you're not. You'll be going somewhere much worse. Unless they save you from me. I'm Echo Finn Grey Wolf. Be seeing you.